Okay. This was a good start. Welcome. Welcome everyone to our Thursday weekly webinar here at HeyGen. I'm very happy that I'm not doing this on my own. I have Adam with me, so that's awesome. So our core product manager who will be here today with me and with us all together. And before we actually start, I really want to welcome everyone from everywhere. Like our community is pretty much international. It means like I need to say good morning. I need to say like good evening, good afternoon, even close to a good night, but stick with us for a while and then you can go to bed. Because we want to share and talk today about like Avatar 4. So and this is actually a very, very big step for us at HeyGen here. And we will share with Adam together. And he also prepared a lot of stuff for us, like, what is Avatar 4? What can you do with Avatar 4? And also some use cases, tips, and tricks. And we could also, answer a lot of questions if you have so. But before we go right away in, Adam, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Nick. Thank you. Excited to show everyone what Avatar 4 is, and we have a lot of cool examples to show off. Goal for today is really just to help everyone understand how best to use it, and also just inspire you by showing all the cool ways that other people are using it today.
Yes, this is true. And let me start with three other things. First, I am this person who will always congratulate someone. So I will still say happy birthday, Adam, even if it was last weekend, but not everyone knows this. So I will say happy birthday, Adam. The second thing is I want to make sure that everyone understood, like, even if someone here is like for the first time, because we will also just explain in a sec, like, what HeyGen is. I think this is still something we should do all the time. Um, we have a community hub. In this community hub, there is not just like content, but there is also like all of our users who are really like passionate about HeyGen, who are asking questions, who are sharing videos, also workflows or like tips and tricks. So it's really like a good community, but also like education hub for everyone who wants to get started with HeyGen, but also want to maybe bring it to the next stage and just asking for some inspiration or just seeking for some inspirations. And we are also sharing a lot of content there. So please, we have a link. We will share this here in a sec. Join us in our community hub. And then we can do this all together in an even more efficient way and help you, support you, but also like looking forward to see your videos. Then really exciting stuff, and Adam can share a bit more, maybe just in one or two sentences here, is like we will have a big keynote next week. Like I would say how we are doing this, our really first one. And Adam, maybe you could just like pick us up or hype us up a bit more. Like, what actually could someone expect from this keynote next week? Not too many things, please. Just like maybe one or two sentences that we get a bit hype up here.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you, everything we're talking about today, actually, the keynote talks about something completely separate, and it's pretty cool. So won't give away too much, but there's a lot of cool things happening at HeyGen. Avatar 4 is just one of them, but we're also really interested in giving users full control to really get exactly what they want. And so that's the theme of the keynote, really giving you guys more control. So it's less random, and you can really get exactly how you envision it in the final product.
Yeah, so for sure, we already know what will happen. So I'm also very excited. There was a lot of preparation, but I think for our first keynote, I'm really excited to show this to everyone. It is for sure with our CEO Joshua as well. So yeah, please join. And after this, I don't know, is there any like ask me anything session after this? Is there anything planned? I'm not sure.
For this webinar, we'll always end with Q&A. So definitely at the end
For the
for
keynote?
we'll have, for the keynote. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the.
Okay, but right, do you know why this is still a good thing? Because go to the community hub. Because in the community hub, we will be there even while the keynote is like playing. So you could even ask us live question, and some of us will be there in the community hub. And then this is just like amazing, but we will have also like a Q&A or ask me anything, I think some days later after this keynote. But if someone has live questions, we could also go in. Okay, so this was enough talking from my end here, but it was very important that I'm mentioning this. Adam, if someone is joining here for the first time, Avatar 4 is a new model. But what is actually HeyGen? What are you actually able to do with HeyGen? What is our mission? And what is also maybe the small difference between us and other like yeah competitors or other companies in this market?
Absolutely. So HeyGen makes visual storytelling, really video creation, accessible to everyone. Everyone has a important story to tell, whether it's the movie you want to make, or just selling the product for your business, or just communicating an update to your team. Video is the most effective way to communicate information. People remember it better, it engages people better. And so with HeyGen, we really just empower you. We make it easy to be able to turn your message into a video that's going to resonate with people. You don't have to film yourself. You enter a script, generate, and you get an awesome video. And with Avatar 4, we really take this to the next level, where traditionally in HeyGen, you could either start with training footage. So you record, a couple of minutes of yourself, and then you can make your avatar talk, but you're stuck in that outfit pose. Or you could, use a photo, and then just your face would talk. So it wouldn't look fully realistic. With Avatar 4, we really combine, I think, the best of both. You get the ease and simplicity of the photo with the realism of video. And so with that, maybe we'll present my screen and can go into it.
Perfect. Yeah, let's have a look to Avatar 4. For sure. Like one thing before we start, Adam, I want to make one thing real quick. Sure. Like in our community, but also like on YouTube, all of our webinars is like that's recorded. Okay, so if you go to HeyGen on YouTube, go to the live section, you will actually see that every webinar we are presenting here each Thursday is there, but even more. Okay, so we have a lot of products and a lot of feature here at HeyGen. So everything is explained and described. And because we are moving so fast, we will always give you an update when there is an update on top. So you should always like watch out like the latest about the topic itself, because it is for sure like the hyper realistic avatar creation, like the video input. It is like the video translation input. It's the interactive avatar input. So everything is under HeyGen. And today, Avatar 4, yeah, we will just explain you what it is. So Adam, let's go.
Let's do it. So yeah, for today's agenda, we'll start by just covering what is Avatar 4. Then we'll spend most of this time really just showing off awesome use cases we see mostly just from our community. We'll go over some tips and tricks for how to get the best results, briefly talk about when to use Avatar 4 versus when you would add motion first, and then leave the rest of the time for Q&A. So what is Avatar 4? Avatar 4 is a video generation model that we at HeyGen developed in-house, specifically designed for human-centric talking scenes. And really, I would say talking scenes because this model is surprisingly good for non-humans too. And so what this means is all you need to do is input a single photo, and then you can give it a script or directly just upload an audio, and then it will output a realistic talking video of that character in the photo speaking your script. And unlike most other video generation models, Avatar 4 is audio-driven motion. And what this means is your avatar's movements and expressions are driven by the voice. So if the voice sounds surprised, your avatar is going to animate and look surprised when it says that line. So expressive audio really leads to expressive movement with this model, which just means like guess if you'll take away one thing from this webinar, the best piece of advice would be to really focus on getting great expressive audio that matches the character, because it's the audio that actually brings the movement to life. If you have a monotone audio, the animation is going to look pretty dull. But if the audio is very expressive, you're going to see the expressions, really light up. And then finally, one awesome thing about Avatar 4 compared to previous generations of Avatar models is this one's very flexible in terms of the types of photos it can support. It can support non-human faces as well. It's surprisingly good with animal faces or like alien faces, as long as it resembles, has the mouth, the eyes, nose, and really kind of the mouth. It can also do side angles really well. So previously, you kind of had to have the whole mouth visible, otherwise you'd get some really bad artifacts. With Avatar 4, it can handle really extreme side angles. So as long as like some of the mouth is showing, it's going to be able to lip sync that and make it look really realistic. It can also handle occlusion. So if something is somewhat covering my mouth, you'll still be able to see the part of my mouth that's visible, talking, and it's going to look very natural. So really, like, I think the important thing here to think of is like you just don't have to worry about those previous barriers. If there's a face, you can assume it's going to work with Avatar 4. And in the worst case that it doesn't work, it doesn't charge towards your limits or credits. So no harm, no foul.
Yeah. So I do want to make sure that like our current workflow we have is definitely like it was actually the video input, right? So now we changed this couple of months ago, like I would say it was November, December, to the photo AI avatar workflow. What it means is like you upload an image, then or you create an image like both ways from yourself or even like a genetic one, and then you add motion to actually the image, and then you add the lip sync on top. So this was the workflow how it was, like I would say some weeks ago, like 2 weeks now. And now with Avatar 4, you are actually able to just upload the image right away and just like with your script, with your audio, and then we will add the like gesture, the motion, the facial expressions, audio driven on top right away. So you could actually avoid one step. But we also know that people already want to have a bit more like motion also in the background and this and this and this and this, and we get this. We are aware of this, and we are for sure cooking in the right direction. But yeah, let's do it step by step. Okay, perfect. So I think everyone understand what Avatar 4 is. So please go ahead.
Awesome. So to recap, Avatar 4 will realistically speak any scene from just a single photo, and it can handle extreme angles, can handle occlusions, non-human characters. And because of all of this, it really improves on HeyGen's existing use cases and unlocks some whole new ones. This includes social media content, filmmaking. It's great for product ads, music videos. Can be used to customize your own just digital twin appearance and setting, and then create realistic videos. But rather than tell you about it, we'll spend most of the time just showing you some examples.
Yeah.
So starting with short form social media content, this is one great use case that we've seen a lot of users already have a lot of success with. One is just for you can use this to create UGC content, whether it's of yourself or a virtual influencer.
With HeyGen's user
Play example there. Nick, can you hear this all right?
Perfect.
With HeyGen's user-friendly features and customizable options, anyone can create professional-grade videos that wow their audience.
So that no editing, single photo, put in a script, and that's like the output you get. So it's the candid, raw UGC style output, and that could be of yourself, or if you want to create a virtual influencer, you can upload that photo. HeyGen does support generating virtual avatar. You can train a model and then generate character consistent looks. So with the same person, I could generate her in Paris, her in a dress, and create lots of content that doesn't get stale. It can also just be used for like funny, creative meme, and other just fun content that can go viral online. Here's an example of a meme.
You've seen my face. You've made the jokes, but now you get to hear the truth behind the smile.
And here's a baby pod.
You think that I could be an Illuminati member?
You potentially could be an Illuminati member, Dr. Phil.
Could I be wearing a mask?
You could. Could I get up and look?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think?
I think that the technology is so advanced.
Let me tell you, sister, if I was wearing a mask, it wouldn't look like this.
So as you can see here, it's it can animate it realistically. That said, it still requires creativity to create good content. That part I think is actually more true than ever, because now it really doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you're not comfortable on camera or have a speaking disability. As long as you have good ideas, you're creative. With HeyGen, you can create awesome videos. Very excited to see what you guys can all come up with. And I know we're at HeyGen, we're always very inspired by our users, because you guys come up with better ideas than we do.
You've seen
You
my
think-
Yes, 100%. I also think like the use case itself, like for this, there are definitely also like higher professional videos that you could possibly do with Avatar 4, but it's also like the idea to just have to make quick content in a very easy way and just like publish this, like and don't like waste like 1 or 2 days before you can launch anything. And also when I see like, for sure it changed already in the past few months, but even like a UGC video or like a short video, it is always very, very like hard to produce and like to take care about the A-roll. Maybe not always like the B-roll in first place, but the A-roll is also hard, and then need to be like in the camera and stuff like this. So what it means is actually I want to make sure I have a very easy way to spread this content out, and also like in multiple languages. It is still like here, right? So this is still HeyGen, that you can speak like multiple languages for your character. So, and then one more thing about like, I would say like the expressive guidance scale itself. So we as HeyGen, we did an evaluation about like what is actually the right scale for us to really apply to like the expression in first place. And this was actually the feedback from everyone, and also like from our own evaluation. What it means is that we are actually very satisfied with how the like expressive and the motion is for like the face part itself. We are doing for sure like the next step to always improve this. And this is something I want to mention here, like feedback. HeyGen is really appreciate like feedback from everyone. We have everywhere feedback buttons. Like it means if you want to share something, hey, for this video, you know what? This expressive level is not on point. Like I need more because the audio is way more expressive than actually the facial expressions. Please share this with us. Like we need to understand like what are all the use cases our users are doing, that we could actually not just have like maybe one like overall solution. So maybe we will also apply that this could also be a solution is like a guidance scale. So you could actually choose on your own like how much should the expressive like be for your avatar or for your character. So if you don't share this feedback with us, like we are also not getting better, and we can't build a better product. So I just want to point this out here, like share the feedback all the time, not just for Avatar 4, for any product we have at HeyGen. There's always somewhere a feedback button, or like the community hub, or even like support at HeyGen. Please reach out to us and give us this feedback itself. Okay, Adam, sorry. Let's go. Let's move on.
Absolutely. Yeah, great point. We do translation. So not only can you create content in the language you speak, but using this, you can create content and reach any language, any audience. And we are rapidly iterating on this model. And as Nick said, please send us your feedback as we try to improve it. So another awesome use case is short films, really just like filmmaking. And why Avatar 4 is so good for this is, one, again, it's the flexibility. It can handle all sorts of characters, can handle extreme angles, can handle objects covering the face. So as a filmmaker, your hands are no longer tied to kind of the stiff upper body, kind of what you traditionally think of as the avatar shots. And it's just the level of expressiveness that this model drives, where because the movement and expressions are driven by the voice, it really looks natural. Like your expressions make sense with what you're saying, at the level that it can work for a film or a trailer. Or I'll just show you and let you guys judge for yourself. So this is from a community.
Flub.
Brainless humans.
I'm the last cat standing in a city where sanity's slipping faster than a wet fish on a marble floor. Brainless idiots keep surfacing everywhere. And I mean everywhere.
Salagadula, michikabula.
Bibidi babidi boo.
I hate it.
Well, you want to know how all this came to the point we are right now? We need to take a deeper look at those chicks at Garden Heights.
Brains, speakeasy in the back of the Eternal Peace Funeral Home. Password, Neurotini.
Have you ever felt like your head is empty after looking into certain glasses for too long? Well, then you're probably experiencing head spaghetti, or even worse, brain rot.
Perfection. I've invented the second brain because everyone deserves intelligence, even you.
Hello? Ah, El Canin. Yes. Fresh brains. Straight from authentic, slightly bewildered humans.
Order 2 brains now. Get an extra half brain free.
We'll take them all, but no expired.
One thing I'll just pause and call out here is notice the voices. Those voices are very expressive, and that really brings this to life. Each character has its own unique voice, and for this giraffe, it really works. And then also I think specifically for animals, because traditionally animals can't lip sync. This is a level of quality that I'm sure you could get slightly higher by going Hollywood, but as far as getting animals to talk, I think Afterpart is probably one of the best solutions out there. For the market.
I mean, it is. Let's really point this out, like that. If even with Avatar 4, when an animal can speak, this is definitely not something that is usual and should also not be expected in all the times. Okay, so if I upload an image of my own dog and there is actually no lips because there's just hair in front of the mouth or whatever, what are you actually expecting? There is actually nothing that we could really make this happen. But this type of videos, with the AI filmmakers and also Chris, who was doing this video, we tried even in first place to make look the animal a bit more human on the mouth corner around. So it means for sure this is actually working pretty well. And yes, you're right, I think this is one of the highest quality video I'm seeing so far, not just from HeyGen, I would say overall in this AI filmmaking space. It's a beauty, so definitely watch this out. I don't know if we need to watch this to the end, but we could also, because you also have a second video. But it's amazing to see.
Totally. This one, highly recommend you guys watch the rest of it after. It works great for animals. Also just works great, for people.
This is Commander Ilara Voss, ISS Hesperia. If you're seeing this, something's gone very wrong. 4 hours ago, our main reactor began to overload. We thought it was just a spike, but then the AI locked us out of manual controls. It's no glitch. This was intentional. Someone or something rewrote the failsafes. We have less than 90 minutes before the core goes critical. Quarantine protocols failed.
So as you can get this one, you can get the different angles.
Commander Ilara
this first
Voss.
scene is pretty awesome. And some of the things that are really great here is the skin details of the initial photo. You can even see the glare of the sweat, the freckles, all of that really just helps bring it to life. Another call out here is notice that background sound, just that.
This is Commander Ilara Voss.
That also, it's those subtle details that that are often help you just cross that uncanny valley, where someone watching it without that background music, they might not know why it doesn't sound real, but it just doesn't sound fully real. So again, like having the perfect audio plus a good photo, that's really all it takes to create awesome video with Avatar 4.
100%. And like definitely also point out that we are also learning from like the filmmakers around the world, but also like the content creators. We are always getting like a better understanding what we as HeyGen need to implement to give you more freedom to like be even more creative. We actually know that right now, like all of the images are not just created on HeyGen in first place. I mean, the side angle, all of this stuff is actually not doable in HeyGen in first place. So what they are using, just to let everyone know, because I think transparency is always good, is like there are 2 tools right now out there where you can do like this character consistency. This actually was done with One Way. So there is this like reference, a feature that you could use where you can upload one video or like one image, and then you could prompt, okay, now like do it in the same style, like from the side angle, and you will get like a character like consistency done with Runway. Also like working with Sora, like the image creation that is that was launched some weeks ago. It gives you a bit different style actually of the image in first place, so you need to like it at the end. And it's also not 100%. I would say Runway is doing their very great job. So you could take these images and create like this low angle, side angle, like back shoulder angle, or even like this, I don't know, I would say like drone angle. And then you could take this image, download, and then actually go to HeyGen. For the background noises, for sure, there is a lot of like tools out there. You could even do this like also with a good partner of us, like 11 Labs, where you could just prompt this like spaceship atmosphere sound, and you could just download and also feed in at the end. So yes, we know this. There are some tools around us where you need to use right now to get to this type of video, but we are also working on this. We are seeing this, and also like again, feedback is a lot of is really always a good stuff. Okay, so this was now like the videos, like the fun part. We had like the short films itself. Now we will go to product and UGC edit.
Absolutely. So yeah, it can be used for creative, also just great for business cases. Already on HeyGen, we do have our product placement, and with product placement, you can train a product, a lore on your product, and then you can generate new looks of your avatar and your product. And that is actually one way to get some of the initial photos to then use here. Or you can just start with a product listing photo and then use that, put it through Avatar 4 to help create product ads. Here are a couple examples. I think really the benefit of Avatar 4 when it comes to product ads is when you often when you would add the motion, it would end up blurring or causing artifacts with the product. So the product accuracy and resemblance wouldn't maintain from the photo to the final video. With Avatar 4, it's very good at maintaining that product while really focusing on a hyper realistic, expressive script. So it looks real, product looks real, and just you're able to produce these with much higher success rate than the previous product placement workflow. So here are a couple examples. This does include some B-roll.
Sick of clothes that fade or shrink? Me too, until I found Cuts. Cuts just dropped their summer sale, up to 40% off. This AOT, it's legit the best fitting shirt I own. Stretchy, wrinkle-free, and sharp every time. And these joggers, they do it all. Perfect for Father's Day too. Trust me, your dad will thank you. Don't wait. Shop Cuts.
So it's all these talking scenes. That's Avatar 4. And then to generate the other B-roll scenes, as Nick mentioned, there's Runway. There's a lot of other image to video models that can just handle the B-roll parts. And to get these initial photos, there are a few ways to do it. HeyGen's product placement is one of those ways where you can train the model. You can create an avatar for the character. You can train the product And then you can generate new photos of your avatar interacting with your product. And then you use those photos with Avatar 4 to create those talking scenes. Here's another one. This one was created from someone on our team just for fun. A little Red Bull commercial.
All right, let's do this thing.
And so that one you see, like, really, I mean, there's some more, but here it was really just this little piece with HeyGen where it's lip syncing. But the reason why this really just brings it to the next level is it's the subtle details of this animation that make it feel more real.
Let's do this.
Where you notice, like, closely, it's like even just like the helmet is slightly moving, and all of it moves exactly. It aligns with what he's saying. Like his head moves as he's saying, "Let's do this thing." And so it's that level of realness that can make it good enough to really use for a product ad. Because for advertisements, you're spending more money to get the ad out there than you are usually to create the ad. So you want to make sure that the quality is there, and Avatar 4 is able to handle that level of lip sync.
Sick of clothes.
Cool.
This is
another use case.
This is the part, like it like sometimes it is just like one or like two really like key scenes where you have this to actually create like this more valuable video at the end, and or even make it a bit more personal and not too random. So yeah, just use it definitely in this way.
Totally. And then another use case this use case just works great off the bat. I think it's just naturally a perfect fit for Avatar 4. Music videos or singing videos. For this, you can just upload an audio track, choose the photo, whoever you want to be the singer, and then it'll output something great. And the reason why music videos work well is one, because it's an audio driven motion model. Songs are naturally very expressive. Like when you're singing, that is the definition of expressive vocals. And so those expressive vocals really bring the avatar's expressions and movements to life. The other is that music videos are naturally just very focused on the singers, what they're saying and their mouth movements. The expressions really matter versus, I guess, unless you're like Britney Spears or like Tate McRae, where it's very much a dancing video. Music videos tend to just focus on the singing, and so show off an example. And this is just an example where no editing, just put a photo, audio, and this is the sound that you get.
I cried, I was just a little girl. That was yesterday when you told me goodbye. The last time I cried, my best friend was at my side. Now it's just me and the world.
So yeah, you could cut this up, make more interesting, but this really just it feels real. And I know Suno is a very popular workflow, so we've seen a lot of people just take Suno songs and turn them into music videos this way.
Incredible. Yeah, definitely recommendation. Also a really good team from Suno AI with the new update 4.5. Definitely a big improvement, because you could also prompt it in this way that you want to have a younger voice, older voice, even different languages. So it is a lot of fun. So definitely try this out on Suno AI, and then go to HeyGen and just apply your clip to your favorite image or whatever you want. So yeah, also a very great use case.
Totally. Yeah, I was recently talking with a user. It's pretty awesome. He was a full-time ad exec, but for decades he's written music. And now finally he's using Avatar 4. He's created a virtual pop star, and he's releasing his music under this virtual pop star, and it's doing really well. So it's super cool to see. Also shows, your music rock star dreams are never over.
Yes, actually, it's also a cool idea as a songwriter to pitch even your ideas or songs to even some artists around the world. Yeah, could be also a business model. Why not?
Totally. Cool. So the last use case we'll quickly just show off is you can just use this to customize your own appearance when you create videos. So if you need to transport yourself to a different country, if you just want to change your outfit, when you post a video, if you need to be interacting with a specific product, what Avatar 4 allows is, because it starts with a photo, you can customize that photo to be exactly as you need. And with HeyGen, again, you can train a model on your avatar and then generate looks of that avatar in any outfit, pose, background. So it really unlocks that customizability while still delivering realistic motion. Here's an example. Nick, I don't think you've seen this one.
Hey guys, I'm Joshua. Hey guys, I'm Joshua. I'm Joshua. Joshua. I'm Joshua.
I'm so excited that you're going to create your first motion avatar on HeyGen's. I'm so excited. So excited. So excited.
Hey guys, I'm Joshua. Hey guys.
That was just a fun video that someone on our team created, but I thought it really just does a good job of showing off how Avatar 4 really allows you to customize yourself, put yourself in any outfit, background, setting, pose. You can transport yourself to another time period, and then create videos. So still supports that digital twin use case, but with a lot more customization as well.
Yeah, and let's also, I mean, you could even use it like to even start a business. I mean, it is not, you don't need so many things actually to get started or to try something out. There's also a very easy way to even do some A and B test for a new product, for your startup, for any type of information. It is such an easy way now to just get started and just to make it happen. Adam, I got are you like,
hey,
was it the last video? There are some questions like about like how it looks in our product, and also like what is the like the duration and how many minutes do I have? So what is, I just wanted to be
how about I run through in the next, I'm going to run through in the next like 2 minutes the tips and tricks, and then the Avatar 4 versus motion, and we'll move to questions.
Perfect. Okay.
So quick tips and tricks are: A, you want to start with a really high quality photo. Skin details, as mentioned before, can help add realism. Also, you want to avoid too much implied background motion. Like if you're in the middle of like pitching a ball and like the ball's midair, unlikely that video is gonna, like, that motion is gonna come out perfectly. For those really heavy implied background motion, you might want to add the motion first and then apply the lip sync. We'll talk about that in a second. Sorry, the ideal photo for like realistic teeth and lip sync tends to be a slight mouth open. You can get good results with the mouth closed or a wide mouth open, but have seen generally just that slight mouth open can lead to the most realistic results. If the mouth's too open, often the teeth will show too much and the mouth will animate too much. And if the mouth's closed, then the AI model has to really guess what your teeth and mouth looks like. So it might end up looking less accurate than what it looks like in reality. Another key point is this model is non-deterministic. So if you get a bad result once, that does not mean that's what it's going to be every time. You don't like what you get, you can try again, and we'll produce a different output. Often, a couple tries is the way to just get the best result. And then finally, the most important takeaway from this webinar is make sure the voice is very expressive and matches the avatar. And the ways to achieve a great audio is, one, you can just upload a great audio. Another is high quality voice clone. We have a lot of help materials on how to get that high quality voice clone, or you can import it third party, but we do support creating voice clones on HeyGen. You can pick a great voice match from our library. We have hundreds of very high quality voice clones available to choose from. So the key there is, if you are choosing a voice from the library, just make sure it really matches your character, makes sense with them. And then finally, there's voice mirroring. Maybe if there's time at the end, can quickly show this off. But the idea here is you can actually record exactly how you want your character to speak it. and it will then mirror word for word, but in its own voice. So that's how you can control exactly like the pacing and the intonations and the emphasis. You're like the voice actor, and then it just mirrors you. And so, on HeyGen, you can, if you're familiar with kind of the photo avatar and then generate looks and then add motion, there are kind of two options now. One option is you start with the photo, and then within your avatar looks page, you can add motion to that photo, and you can custom prompt what you want that motion to be. Now with Avatar 4, you don't have to do that. You can just go straight from photo to video, and you're going to get full body, full background motion. It's going to look realistic, and all that motion is actually driven by the script rather than added before the script. So when do you use which? Avatar 4 is best for talking focus scenes, where what you're saying is really the emphasis of the shot. Avatar 4 is best because all of that movement is driven by what you're saying, and so it's guaranteed that your movements align with the script. Add motion. You might want to add motion first for scenes that require complex gestures, background action, where Avatar 4 is really built for the speaking. If you need complex actions like, you're doing a backflip or like throwing a football, or the key scene is like catching a football and then running, and you might say a word, but really the key part of that scene is the action. In that case, you might want to add the motion first, and you can custom prompt what you want that motion to be. And then you can go to create with that motion look in HeyGen. And in that flow, it will apply the lip sync after the motion. So only the mouth area will, be lip synced. The rest of that motion won't necessarily align with the script. So it's just up to you to make sure that, you've added the right motion, and then you add a script that makes sense with it. So in short, Avatar 4, talking focus scenes, add motion for scenes where you really need complex gestures or background action. And then also there's the cost limitation. Avatar 4, as a paid user, you get 5 minutes total a month. The reason why we limit it is just it's very, very expensive. We are working to get it cost down, but with Avatar 4, you have limited, how much time you can create. Whereas with Add Motion, you can create unlimited videos of unlimited length with your motion look. And so when you add motion, you're adding 10 seconds of motion, and then you can use that look in an unlimited number of times, and it'll loop the motion. So if you need to create really long videos, you might want to use a motion look. You add motion and then create with that look, and you can save Avatar 4 for like the hook, the intros, the outros, or just the short form content. But it'll be hard to create like a 20-minute video with Avatar 4 unless you are willing to, buy some more credits. And we are working to get the cost down. That's, we absolutely hear, like, our goal is to make, visual storytelling accessible to everyone, and we don't want to limit you to 5 minutes. So top priority for us is really unlocking, your ability to create.
100%. And also like the duration in first place, that you don't need to cut like all the videos or like to stitch it at the end together in a different editing tool. So we know this, but also again, like, share this feedback. More tips and tricks definitely in our community hub. So one more time, maybe we can share this link here that everyone understand like where the community hub is, and also where our keynote next week is on 3rd on June. I also want to mention one more thing. Yes, like the new model is already trained, like, for our update. So we will also have very, very soon an update for Avatar 4 to even put a bit more expressiveness, like actually in the body and also in the gesture and the hand and also arm movement. So I'm very excited for this on top, that it will be getting even more realistic. Okay, Adam, there are some questions here. You already answered some of them when it comes to like, okay, the limitation, duration, limits, but here I want to ask, okay, any plans Avatar 4 API?
Yes. At some point, we'll definitely be supporting the API, that don't have an exact date.
How do you see the future about video input avatars versus image input characters? What it means is like, are we changing our strategy to I don't know, have less attention maybe to video input avatars? Maybe you could, give us a statement here.
Great question. That's a great question. And really the future we see is both. We combine photo and video. From the video, we learn the motion style, how you move specifically. So we can make you look surprised, how you actually look surprised. And from photos, we learn the appearance, and photos are very flexible and easy to use. So our long-term vision is to combine both, make it as easy as to create from any photo, but with your personalized motion style so that you move exactly like you.
Here is a question for you and myself, Adam. Like, I can see that the images are not created on HeyGen. So what is your favorite go-to tool right now for image creation?
So first off, I would say a lot. HeyGen is able to create high quality images. We are always improving our image generation, but on HeyGen you can create very realistic photos. You can either generate new looks of an existing character, or you can generate avatars from scratch. I would say really there's a million platforms where you can generate hyper realistic characters from scratch. And I'm sure Nick can talk about many, like Midjourney, is a good one. There's Rev is another good one. But then sometimes you want to create additional looks of that same character where the identity has to stay consistent, but you want them in a different outfit or a different pose. And HeyGen is very good at that. So you can, once you have that initial photo, whether you've generated on HeyGen or off platform, you can train a model on that on that character, and then you can generate additional photos of that same character, and you can prompt whatever you want it to be, whether it's whatever outfit, pose, background.
Ideogram is definitely also one of the options. I think at the end, everyone or every image creation tool has a different type of style. So it depends a bit like what type of image you want to create. Does it have to be like a very realistic one or more anime or cartoon? There are always like different, I would say, tools out there who would be like a better fit. So it's not that an easy question, but yeah, I think you answered in the perfect way. But for sure, like we also want to improve our image creation, that we will also actually allow you to just have maybe just like a tool where you can create the images. And then you just actually could just apply this image to Avatar 4 right away, that you don't need to do a screenshot or download anything in a different way. And you just have an easier workflow, create the image, use it with like the motion or like with Avatar 4, and you just press a button and you just dive in. Because the thing is, you also want to have side angles. You want to have like back shoulder angles. You want to have low key angles. So this would be a bit more complicated right now to apply in our product right now. So we need a way easier way to create multiple images or angles from your character and then actually apply to Avatar 4 right away, that you could do this in an easy way. Okay, so API questions, the duration. Can Avatar 4 handle rap music?
I would try it. Generally, yes. It's possible that if there's like heavy background music, that can potentially affect the lip sync. And if it does, what you can always do is isolate the vocal track, animate Avatar 4 with just the vocal track, and then you add in the background music. But yes, it should handle rap great. And the only thing that could cause issues is if there's just too much other background music that makes it that kind of covers the vocals.
Okay, here's a question. Why is Avatar 4 not enabled for AI Studio?
Good question. Only because we haven't done it yet. Our goal is always to get things out as quickly as possible into your hands. And we didn't want to not release Avatar 4. Like, we didn't want to block it until it could be supported in studio. So goal was we got it out as quickly as possible. And as our follow-ups, we're working on fully integrating it with avatars in studio.
Could you maybe share your screen in our product and just show people how to get access? Because there is one more question and we could just combine them, Adam. because here's a question about like the viral baby podcast videos. Is this avatar for? And maybe we could just like answer a question, but also show like maybe in our product how to get access to avatar 4, and then the baby podcast question as well.
Cool. So yeah, I'm just on the avatar home tab and big banner up top. You can click here or can tap this shortcut photo to video with avatar 4. Once you're here, very easy to use. You can upload a photo. Any photo works. You can choose your dimension, and then you can type in your script. You can auto-generate a script, or you can upload an audio directly. Here's Barbie girl, or you can record your audio, and this is the voice mirroring. So I can, whatever I say while I record. Hello, excited to be here at this webinar. Thanks everyone for coming. So now I have this audio recording and I turn on voice mirroring. And so whichever voice I select for this avatar, I mean, in this case, it could almost be my voice because we, look kind of similar, but whichever voice I select for my avatar, let's say I wanted like a,
Halo, begini suaraku. Semoga kamu suka.
Maybe not that voice. But yeah, any voice, it'll now come out in his voice. So actually, I don't think you guys will be able to hear the audio, but
we will.
All right, Leah, let me know if you can hear this.
Or we will not. Okay, but yeah.
Exactly how I said it, but now in the voice I chose. So that's one great option to get great audio, and then you just generate video, and that video will appear just in your projects tab, generating here, and that is how to create avatar 4 videos. In terms of the
and for everyone who is interested about voice mirroring or even like voice directing or like acting mode, directing mode, there is also a webinar on our YouTube channel. Please have a look that you understand like what exactly this type of feature is. It has a big benefit when it comes to voices. It is our own pipeline created at HeyGen's, so really check it out. It's a very good feature to give and really apply a bit more emotion to your voice, whatever voice it is. So you should definitely test this out. Okay, so baby podcast. What is the status here? Are the videos from us, or can you actually create the baby podcast videos with avatar?
Yes, you can. So one, you could create your own baby podcast just through the exact flow I showed you myself. Upload baby, can generate a baby on ChatGPT by like uploading a picture yourself and be like, turn this into a baby. So you can use that. But we've also designed just an awesome workflow for creating these talking baby podcasts with some faces you might recognize: Elon, Dr. Phil, LeBron, etc. So this is just one example workflow, and wanted to make it easy for people to just unleash their creativity. You can make baby Elon say whatever you want, and that easy.
That's cool. And yeah, I think for sure at the end, and we can also be very honest and transparent here. Yeah, you need to actually stitch the video and any type of video editing tool together. This is true either way, if it's CapCut or even Final Cut or DaVinci, Adobe, whatever you're using. But for sure, with more feedback, we will also understand better your use case, and then we could also apply a better solution for all of our users. So even if you think your question, was already asked, just do it anyways, and we will just collect them, and then we will always do this in our weekly product meeting, and we will discuss like the top questionnaire, like the top questions actually from our users in our platform, or even like the feedback, and then we will just work with this. So perfect. Okay, Adam, always a long webinar with me. So we already have 55 minutes here. I think one more time, if you want to get more content about HeyGen, there is our community hub. Join this community hub. There are a lot of actually webinars also, like not just our Thursday weekly webinars. There are also different type of webinars, and even like videos from our like users. So please have a look in our community hub. The link will be shared with you here. And then next week, and also community part again, like our keynote. Adam, you will also be part of this keynote. There will be Joshua, our CEO, Leo of our like team will also be there. Maybe any surprising guest, perhaps also. So one more time, I will give you the stage here to wrap this up, this webinar, but also to promote like the keynote once again. Then, so the last words are for you.
Thanks everyone for joining. Excited to see what you create with Avatar 4. As Nick mentioned, we'd love to see your feedback, your creation. So please send them. And we want to improve this model together with you to make sure it delivers exactly what you need, both from the model perspective and also just from the product perspective, to make sure the workflow is easy and you're not wasting time. So yeah, thanks for listening. Excited to hear the feedback. And the keynote for June 3rd, also very exciting. And that we'll talk really about how to get more control to customize the voice, customize the gestures, so you can really be the director and get exactly what you want.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Adam. See you soon, I would say. So now, like, yeah, for a lot of our viewers, like a good night, or even like a good morning. Have everyone a good day. Stay safe, and then we will talk to everyone next. Yeah, or like our keynote, right? So thank you so much, and bye.